Hello everybody and welcome back to Arctico. As always, I am Dor, and today we are actually going to go and change this building, right? We don't need it to be a bedroom because we have the other means of making a bed. So we have this bed, and then in the box thing we also have a different bed we can build. So this is kind of just a waste of a room if we leave it as it is right now, because we have stoves and we have beds that we can place down. And this also doesn't act as a spawn place. So no matter what, I don't know how we trigger it to spawn here, but if we click the teleport button to our base, we end up just going back to the base that's over there anyways. So let's go ahead and swap this over to the workshop, because we don't know what we can do with this, or we can change our equipment. Not that we don't know what we can do with it, but we can upgrade our equipment, so we can go ahead and change things on here to go ahead and, I guess, make them better. So we really don't need it, to be honest, but we can go ahead and upgrade a couple of these. We have the money for it, so we might as well. And I don't know what the max level is, but let's go ahead and put 1 point into our drill, and maybe that makes the auto miners a little more efficient. And then let's go ahead and not waste any more money on that just yet. We'll probably dump some more money into that, but I don't want to blow all our cash in one place right now. So let's go ahead and place down some beds and stuff in this building here, so we can go ahead and delete this one because we really don't want it. It's a tiny little pod thingy, but we have the other bed available now, so we can place that, and we'll go ahead and place it in the middle. And I think it's one of these guys. Yeah, it's this thing here for 5 grand. It's a bed, and it's not much bigger than the little pod thing, so never mind. I thought it was going to be the big bed that we had in the train, but we'll just go ahead and shove that over here in the corner, and then we can go ahead and use that as a save point whenever we need it. We can also go ahead and place down a stove so we can cook our food here. And which one is that going to be? We have a fireplace, and let's see. There we go. Okay, so it's on the right side here. We have 3 options. We have the old kitchen for 2,000, which I don't remember what it looks like. We have the kitchen for 3,000, and we have the vintage kitchen for 6,000. So I'm gonna go with the 6,000 one just because we have the money, and it looks like a normal little stove here. Okay, so let's go ahead and shove that into this spot here next to the window, and then we have a nice little view as we're cooking our food here, so that's nice. So let's go ahead and see what else can we go and place down in here before we start automating our farms and stuff like that. We might do that today, we might do that next episode. I'm not quite sure just yet, but let's see what we have in here left. We have a hammock we can go ahead and place down as well. We have the orrery, which I think is the solar system thing. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and place that. Let's go ahead and leave that in the middle of the room, actually. Kind of nice little centerpiece. And then over here in our workshop, we can go ahead and try and spruce it up a little bit too. So let's see, is there anything that's like workshop related that we can put into this building? We can go ahead and put a table in here, and then we can maybe throw a radio on top of it. So let's go ahead and place that about there. And then let's go ahead and place the old-timey radio on it maybe, or the other radio, old-timey one, or actually let's go ahead and place the gramophone on it instead of the radio, if we can place that on top of here. Can we do that? No, it doesn't look like we can. Okay, so let's go ahead and place that right here actually, and then let's go ahead and place one more thing in here before we go ahead and leave. I guess we can go ahead and put a sink in here, right? What kind of workshop doesn't have a sink, right? So let's go ahead and place that right here on the back side of the building here, and then we are going to go ahead and go to a couple locations that I went ahead and found. So I think I found the last 3 little areas we need to go. So actually, if we go ahead and place this thing down again, right, so we can see the blueprints inside, I think I might have found the last 2, not the last 3, my bad, but I found 3 spots on the map that we for sure have not been to. I think we haven't been to, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at those right now on our little plane over here. So over to the right of us, we have that thing, but near the skeleton of the ship here, there is a cabin in the middle of the water that I honestly can't remember if we have gone to or not. So we're just going to go ahead and swing by that really quick. If we've been there, then we've been there, no big deal. And then the other place is actually way back on the other side by the first base. There is something on the floor that looks like a plane, and then there is a little campground that is near the skeletons that are, I think actually it's over there, the skeleton that I'm thinking of. So we're going to go to this cabin that's right here in front of us, and then we're going to go that way because I think that's where the skeletons are. Yeah, I can kind of see it off of the horizon there. There's like a massive skeleton of a fish just hanging out on the side of the map there. And I think we haven't been here yet because that looks like a camp camera, like an old-timey camera. So yeah, we have not been here. This is going to unlock for us. Yep. And we have a bag and a camera. We got some ore here. Can we interact with that thing? No. We have a thing of dialogue on the ground though, and we have a thing out here. Is this something we get some free energy off of? It does not look like it. So let's go ahead and read that dialogue really quick before we go ahead and check out the skeleton. Complete isolation is a price we'll gladly pay. I am willing to sacrifice everything I traveled so far. I am not going back. It's important that the world remembers the existence of these sacred lands. Okay, so we have a camera now. I kind of want to place down another one of those little boxes just to see if we just got the last two out of this one room. And no, we only have that one. So we have that camera and we have this camera. So I don't know what this is. Probably going to be something music related since it's in between two of the music things there. But we can go ahead and just delete this thing. It's not that expensive. I think it's only like 200 points or something to make. So it's not the end of the world right now. So the other location is right here next to this big skeleton. It's next to that big rock that we went by last episode, I believe. And it's over here. I never went over here. I thought I did. I went to that little area of land is where I went in the episode. But I didn't come to this area. And there is a little tent section thing here. So we need to land. And I also don't want to break our plane in doing this, so I kind of want to do a little loop-de-loop and land next to it. We do have some boxes down there that I can see, and I don't know, there might be something right there in the middle of that little get-up right there, like a box or something we can interact with as well. All right, actually it's a snowmobile, so that's cool. Hopefully that's something we can mess with. Is that something we can drive? That would be nice. And no, it's just all messed up. We have dialogue right there. We have another box of ore right here. If I can interact with that, there we go. And I think that was it. Did we get a blueprint trigger when we walked up here? I don't think we did. So let's go ahead and read the dialogue. This undisturbed burial site is a monument to our planet's limitless capacity to create wonders of all shapes and sizes. I hope I will never take for granted the miracle of not only being alive in a natural world where everything seems possible, but also of having the privilege to be a spectator, a happy and curious learner. And if our society is to advance, if we are to finally reach a balance and overcome this artificial divide we have created between nature and man, we must make sure that more and more people get the chance to be students of this grand world. Alrighty, and that's not something we can interact with. Okay, so I think the only other place we can go to, I'm gonna actually check our little box again, is way back on the other side of the map where we have our very first little starter base thingy that we spawn next to. So that's the only other thing that I saw on the map. This thing, the little cabin, and then there's another thing off in that direction. I think it's a plane in the snow over there. Okay, so actually on the way back to the other base, right, that's the first starter base right there, I just saw something over here in the mountains that I must have missed because I flew around the entire map with this little plane a little bit ago just to kind of see what I was missing, and that's how I found that place over there by the giant skeleton. That's how I found the little cabin that was right there on the water, but I guess I missed this. And it looks like a helicopter just hanging out in the little crash thing right here. So I want to go ahead and try and land our little plane here so we don't break it. And if we can go ahead and turn around and try and land right there where the little ore patch is, we can go ahead and hopefully take off from the mountain here. All right, cool. We actually landed that. That's not too bad. And this looks like a helicopter, and I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, it is. Okay, cool. So we have some ore there. We have some dialogue there and some more ore. And is any of this going to trigger as a blueprint? It is not. Okay, so we're still going to go to the other little section there that I saw. But first, I guess we can go ahead and read this dialogue as well. We keep looking to the horizon as an uncontrollable desire to know what could lie ahead fills our minds. We escape from the safety of our towns, cities, and families. We take to the mountains, to the skies, and the sea. We take risks. We give our time because we know the unknown and holy lands of the wild are waiting for us. Okay, so I guess this guy must have crashed his helicopter here, but we're going to go ahead and head that direction because that's where the last thing is that I saw. Unless there's some more stuff hiding in the mountains, in which case we might need to go find them, but I didn't see anything else other than this on the way here now, so I don't know if I'm missing anything else. But if it's hidden like this one was, I didn't really see it until I flew directly over it, that it's in that little nook there. So we're going to go into that direction there. It's like right across a little bit of water, and there's that little boat that's in the lake. It's right close to that thing. We just never went to it, I guess. Okay, so here we go. We're right next to it. The boat is over there in the little lake right there, and then the thing that we're looking for should be right here in the snow, but it's not rendering in. I might have to land and look at the map. Oh, there we go. Never mind. It's right in front of us. It just rendered in there, and there should be a plane attached to this. At least there was when I flew over the first time. And there we go. Yeah, it rendered in as we landed. Okay, so maybe this is going to be the last little blueprint that we need. It has a thing of dialogue, and it's just a glider on the ground. So I don't know where the last thing would be. Let me fly forever in the blue skies of forgotten places. I will be missed by my family as they dream of my adventures, for the earth was made for juvenile hearts and juvenile dreams. And there are no seconds to waste, the just time is just now. Okay, so I don't know where the last thing is because, again, I didn't see anything else on the map. I mean, that little thing up in the mountains there was just like coincidence that I flew by it to actually see it. And so I'm going to do one more lap around the map, I guess, and just see if I stumble across it, because I could be missing something in the underground. I mean, that could be what's happening here. But I'm going to go ahead and do a loop really quick and just see if there's any more mountains hiding anything that we didn't quite catch. I don't see anything else on the map when I scrolled around on it, trying to zoom in and out on the surface here to see if there's any little shapes and stuff that we can see. Okay, so I've pretty much gone through all of the top bit of the map. I'm back underground here, and the only thing I've found so far is this giant squid. I haven't found anything that would trigger a blueprint. I haven't found anything that would indicate that it's going to trigger a blueprint. So I'm not quite sure where that thing is, but I'm kind of out of places to look. Like I flew over the top of the map. Nothing that caught my eye was there. We didn't have any other little crash sites or anything like that hidden away. And this was pretty much the last little corner on this underground bit to search. And that was all that we found, is a giant squid. So I don't know what we're missing. I don't know if it's even a thing that we can find. I don't know where it would be. But I think we're going to go ahead and head back to the base and go ahead and add on some stuff to it before we go ahead and wrap up today. Okay, well, if I actually stumble across that thing in between episodes, I'll let you guys know what it is, but we still don't have it, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave it be for right now. Over here in our little workshop place, we're going to go ahead and place down some stuff because we need a bunch of these guys to go ahead and process through the blue things that we're getting, the little science chip things. So we can go and place, let's do 4 of them right now. I don't think we really need that many. All right, and then we can go ahead and have those things running. That's going to generate, what is that, 2,000 at a cycle here because it takes 2 to make $1,000. So we should have some money rolling in here. We can go ahead and place down another one of those things really quick, another one of the bigger buildings here, and then we can go ahead and set it as one of the other items here because we have the reactor unlocked now, so we can actually place that in here. I think it's in this building. And actually, let's go ahead and expand this thing out because I can't quite get it to snap into this little area here. So let's go out another 2 or 3 things here, and then we should be able to place it down. There we go. And then we can go ahead and set this one as the reactor. And actually, no, this is the wrong one. Oops. Let's go ahead and set the upper glass dome and see what that looks like. It keeps the bottom alone. And then on the inside up here, we have another door, so we can go ahead and leave, and then we can go ahead and put stuff up here. We might put some plants and stuff up here. That looks kind of nice. And what happens if we go ahead and expand it? Actually, no, never mind. The thing is off the wall, so we can't expand it even if we wanted to. So we can go ahead and make that like our little farming depot thing. And then let's go ahead and place down the little one here because that's the one that has the reactor and stuff available in it. So we should be able to go ahead and set it. And yeah, we can. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and put that one in here. 14,005 crystals. And we have more than enough for that, right? Yeah, we didn't really make a dent in our stuff. And the reactor is just up here. Energy and data will be ready tomorrow. So I guess it's just going to cycle through, and then I guess we get whatever we get from it. And in this room here, I want to go ahead and place down a couple of these things. These things are going to help us go ahead and process out our ore. And since we are generating the energy in here, I don't know how much energy we're going to be generating, but since we're going to have a little bit in here, we're going to go ahead and place down, let's do 4 of these as well. We really don't need a whole lot of these. We don't have a lot of ore coming through the line. It's just that we haven't processed it through, so we have a bunch of it backlogged right now. But with these things, we can go ahead and actually just have it automatically kind of process the stuff through. So we have to go ahead and click into it, and then we can go ahead and set it to process, and it's going to process through, and we don't have to sit there and have the screen open like we do with the other one in the other little base there. So that's kind of nice for us. And can I squeeze this last one in like that? We can indeed. Okay, so not the greatest looking thing, but we got to have it like that to go ahead and have it processed. So let's go ahead and collect our stuff. It still gives you the 300 that it normally gives you. It just drops it in 2 little piles there. And then we need to also go ahead and get some wind turbines down. So let's actually go outside here. We are going to stick this in a building for right now, so it's just not floating in the middle of the room there. So that can go ahead and hang out there. And what we'll go ahead and do is probably build out a platform because we We don't want it in the middle there in all of our stuff. So let's go ahead and expand out the bottom platform here, and let's actually put it somewhere where we're not going to be interacting with the pylons here, because I want as many of the wind turbines down as we can get. Okay, so this is the end result here. These things still only cap out at 30 power, just like these solar panels though, but these should constantly be generating power for us instead of the solar panels that only work during the day. I went ahead and also put down the 2x4 little grid thing so I can go ahead and lay these things down a lot faster, and with doing this, we're actually able to walk down the center and activate this thing and have it running. We can't really do that with the solar panels because I didn't do the grid thing. I just have them as close as I can together, and it makes it so we can't actually walk in between them. So with this thing, we can actually get to it, so that's kind of nice. I might end up just leaving the grid section here. It's not really that much of an eyesore, so I think we're fine with leaving it there. One thing I did just notice, though, if we go back up the elevator here really quickly, if we take a look at the reactor thing, we have the reactor on the top there. I didn't realize it was sticking out the top there, but that's pretty cool. And this thing is going to give us how much? We got 1 gigabit of data, and I think that was 100 power. It flashed for a second. I didn't quite read it. But anyways, I think that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. Next episode, we're going to go ahead and probably wrap up the series. We're going to go ahead and try and farm up a bunch of food and make a bunch of money with that, and then that's probably about it for the game. So that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.